Hello and welcome back to Tales of Lumin. Today we are talking about Hearthstone and the Curse of Naxxramas. I finished it very recently. My last video went up last night. And I wanted to discuss it with you guys and hear what you thought about the adventure. I guess some call it an expansion on the whole. Just what your thoughts and opinions were on all of it. Because I think it was just fantastic. It was amazing. It was magnificent. I think Blizzard outdid themselves, and I honestly think that they've set up like the groundwork for something truly amazing. They're going to be able to do so much cool stuff with Hearthstone going forward, and this is going to be one of those timeless games. I can tell you that right now. Sure, they will have to update it, they'll have to improve things over time, they'll have to add new features and a whole lot of new cards to keep people happy and kind of coming back to it, but it is the kind of game that I can see myself playing in a couple of years' time. A lot, as much as I play today. And that's now even without owning something like an iPad where I can play it on the go. I mean, apparently later this year, we might be able to play it on Android devices, which is not going to help me very much, but it does mean that I could get it on a slightly cheaper tablet. Getting sidetracked now. I wanted to talk about the actual adventure, the bosses within it, the general feel of it, the music. It's playing right now. Oh, it's so good. So good. Much better in my honest opinion than the standard Hearthstone music, but it's only probably because I've been listening to the standard Hearthstone music for so long already. And now with the new cards being added to the like ranked play and arena and stuff. I've not actually arena'd since the new cards were released. I am ashamed that I haven't. I'll have to jump in there soon to see how it plays now. But the ranked play has just been so much fun. I mean, you expect the new cards now. You expect every single class to be playing at least their class card, and then maybe a couple of the others as well. But, you know, some of the fun and interesting and creative ways that people are using these Naxxramas cards in is just so impressive to me. So impressive, and it's inspiring. You know, every time I play against a fellow priest, for instance, and I see some fun little, I'll say gimmick, because often they're gimmicks, fun little gimmick that this priest uses, then I think to myself, wow, I could implement that into my deck. Or, better yet, I think to myself, I could do something better with that. It just gives me that idea of doing something else. But, you know, that's, again, something else. The actual adventure itself, just the feel of it, the bosses, the flavor, the humor, it was just done so well. I hope that at some point they give us the option to play on the Naxxramas board in normal ranked play in arena, or in any other matches outside of the adventure. I realize that that would kind of defeat the purpose of it. You know, it's kind of like supposed to be you hidden into Naxxramas, playing on that specific game board because you are in Naxxramas in this huge, well, raid instance actually, but in this huge new zone that's so different and I guess in many ways exotic. It's nice, okay? I like that, but I would also like to very much have the game board outside of that as well, just because it's so cool and I'd like to spend more time on it. Because I don't see myself going back and replaying the Naxxramas stuff. I see some people have started doing speedruns of it and then posting their times and saying, hey, try beat this. And that's cool. That's a fun reason to play it again. But that's the one thing that I think the solo adventure part of it doesn't really have, is replayability. Some of them are really fun to play again. And I'll get to that in just a second. The really fun challenges in there. But the bosses themselves. Now, I knew Naxxramas from World of Warcraft. The old one and the new one, which are pretty much exactly the same, but I know Naxxramas. So, going into it, I sort of knew what to expect from some of the bosses, in terms of flavor, in terms of humor, in terms of what they were going to say to the player, in terms of, like, how things would look, what kind of minions they would use, and I was still pleasantly surprised, because they made it so much fun. Kel'Thuzad, specifically. Cha! I'm Kel'Thu frickin' Zard! That was so good. My favorite line, cha! So good. I love it. I loved that, okay? I loved everything everything he said to you as the player, how he interacted with you. I even heard afterwards that you can get Bigglesworth somehow. I think if you have to play Hunter and you use Animal Companion or something. I don't know. I haven't tried that myself. That's something I would like to do. But all the bosses, they just felt complete. Right. Good. And Blizzard did an amazing job with that. It really did feel like you were venturing into Naxxramas. And the fact that they spread it out over a month and a week was also really cool. Because it was such an exciting time. You had something new coming out every single week. You know, if they had just released all of it on one day, that would have been boring. I mean, it would have been great at the same time, but it would have been boring because you don't have that nice spread over the course of a month. I like that. I like the way they released it. I like pretty much everything about it, except there was one thing I did not like, and this is kind of important because it's the only thing, the one thing about all of Curse of Naxxramas that I didn't like. The Paladin class challenge. That was it. That was it. Everything else was just top notch. Some of Blizzard's best work. Even the cinematic was great. I mean, I liked the cinematic a lot. But all of it was just so well done. The heroic fights were, in my honest opinion, I know some people wouldn't agree, but they were just the right amount of challenging. They were on the verge of being frustrating, but once you complete them, the satisfaction is definitely there. So the heroic modes were real good. The normal modes were, in some cases, a bit easy, but I think some other people would have struggled a bit more, because I've played a lot of Hearthstone. I may not be the best player in the world, but have played a lot of it, so I do know some of the ins and outs that other players maybe don't know, and I have some cards that other players maybe don't have, so I got a lot more to use. So, in turn, the bosses were easier, but I think that the difficulty levels were just where they needed to be, and again, I do think that because they set this up so nicely, there's going to be a huge opportunity for them to do something special in the future. Just imagine all the other stuff they could potentially do now. You know, given that this went so well, I think at BlizzCon we might get a little taste of what they're going to do next, and I think it's going to be really, really special. But overall, Curse of Naxxramas was one of my favorite releases for this year. Just so good. You know, I really, really, really didn't think I could like Hearthstone more, because I really like it so much, but they proved me wrong. You know, I just love it much more now. With all these new cards and stuff, I've been fiddling around with my priest deck, which is now called Life Rattle, so much over the past couple of days. And I don't play a lot every day. You know, I play a couple of games here and there, and I never get bored of it. I just don't, because there's so much that I can do. There are now so many cards that I could use in so many different ways that endless entertainment. Endless. But, there you go, that's what I think of the Curse of Naxxramas. I know I was all over the place when I was talking about this now, but I have nothing good to say about 99% of it, the 1% being the Paladin class challenge. That was difficult, in a bad way. And Blizzard did speak up about that. They said that that was a mistake, that they didn't want it to be like that, but the rest of it was just great. Now, I'd like to hear from you guys. There are probably two groups of you. The ones that just played the first quarter, the one that was free, and then the others that probably tanked all of it, maxed it, got it all done already. I'd like to hear from all of you what you have to say about it, whether you liked it or not, whether you hated it. Let me know. Let me know, and check back here soon for more. Give it a like, share it, and do all that good stuff. My first video of me playing Life Rattle is going up tomorrow or the next day. I don't know when it's going to go up yet. But in that one, you'll see how much fun I've been having with the deck. It's not great, okay? It's just not great, but it's fun. It's fun. That's the most important thing. So there you go. Happy that.